What is up? It is Elijah Diagnostic here, and right now it's about 3 a.m. I can't get any sleep, so I decided to just record a video. I wanted to go over this huge problem with, you know, traditional Christianity, and pretty much just, one of the biggest issues with just, existence in general, the problem of evil, and how Gnostic Christianity pretty much just solves the problem of evil. So, this screenshot that I have here is talking about how, the monad can't directly enter the universe and help humans. So, for my last video, I talked about how, God the Father is basically the monad, and Jesus Christ was sent by God the Father to basically save us. So, when you look at it from this perspective and you think about the Second Corinthians verse about Satan being God of this world, it makes pretty much a lot of sense. The Old Testament God trapped us in this universe, or this world that's filled with just like pain and suffering and stuff. So it the Bible, the New Testament, when you look at it from a Gnostic perspective, it makes 100% sense. Satan is God of this world. God isn't ruling this world right now. Satan is. So it just completely, the problem of evil is solved right now. Just like this Reddit post that I have here. It's solved. So what do we do now? Do we wait on Jesus? Is Gnostic Christianity the religion of the end times? Maybe so. But, yeah, I mean, I was just like thinking about this, and, like a lot of people who are down the rabbit hole of Gnosticism and understanding it is going through the exact same thing. It's quite the journey indeed, reading the Bible in an Nag Hammadi library, because now people, theologians and preachers and pastors has been studying the Bible for like 2,000 years since, Jesus' death and resurrection. But now that the Nag Hammadi is here and we can combine them together, now the real second coming of Christ can, come and everything. From what I know, the second coming of Christ is the Lord of Hosts, Sabaoth. He supposedly is the only Archon, from what I'm reading from the Reality of the Rulers and the Origin of the World. He's the only good Archon. The rest of the Archons are evil. Yaldabaoth. And from the last comment of my last video, somebody actually mentioned that Sabaoth, Lord Phos, is the real Yahweh. So the God of the Old Testament, Yaldabaoth, is actually Baal, Beelzebub, Satan. So, with this perspective, Satan is God of this world. The New Testament has a lot of Gnostic themes, but it's watered down and everything. Now, who could have watered it down? Well, the thing is about it, Gnosticism was, an early branch of Christianity, just like this post says, and they're wiped out. Now, who could have wiped them out? The Roman Empire. The Roman Empire, they said the Antichrist. I think there was a Bible verse that it even talked about, the Antichrist is already starting to show up in their time period. So when you think about it that way, the Gnostics were completely wiped out. And there's another screenshot I'm going to put here that talks about Yao Sao Bayoff is actually a war mantra. You know? So it's just like, wow. Well, the problem of evil is completely solved now. So it's just like, we just gotta put our faith in Jesus Christ at this point and not serve the demiurge, because traditional Christianity, and not every branch of Christianity, there's like over 33,000 denominations of Christianity, but like ones that serve Yaldabaoth, or they serve the Old Testament God without dividing the word of truth. That's, who we gotta watch out for if we're gonna enter the narrow gate. Not, you gotta take Jesus' parables seriously of who God the Father is, and make sure it's not, like Yaldabaoth, because there is parts where, like Jesus does say we gotta, I think he was talking about like the Old Testament commandments. There is parts where he does actually reference the Old Testament commandments, but at the same time, he also was like, you know, uh, making new ones like don't do eye for an eye and stuff. Love your enemies and stuff, So it's, yeah. I just wanted to make this video because right now it's pretty late in the middle of the night, and I was just like thinking about this. It's just, this Reddit post had me thinking. The problem of evil is pretty much solved. So, when will Gnosticism come into the mainstream is beyond me. Maybe it will. I don't know. The end time prophecy is, the Revelations lion, leopard, bear end time prophecy, which is technically Baal, who, like I said, without dividing the word of truth, is still the name Yahweh. But yeah, the real Yahweh is Sabaoth, Lord of Hosts, and Sabaoth, dethroned Yaldabaoth. So yeah, the problem of evil goes pretty deep. Not only does it go pretty deep within the human world, it also goes within nature too. What about the animals? It's been billions and billions of years of animals just like eating each other. And I'm gonna always mention this with Gnosticism, because like this isn't about just humans. This is about the whole entire world, maybe even the universe. I just want to get. I don't know about this perception of just like like humans just being the only ones that are going to get saved, because like we're not the only creatures on this earth that goes through suffering, and it takes a lot of empathy to actually realize that humanity really doesn't have, when you think about it, like consciousness is universal. So like we eat food, we eat animals and stuff. Yeah, factory farms. You don't even really think about it like that. But the problem of evil goes deep. Pain and suffering is like universal. So Gnostic Christianity pretty much solves the problem of evil. I was looking at, actually, on YouTube, a theologian. He's a very popular theologian. And he's he's like a Baptist Christian and stuff. And he was talking about, I can't think of his name right now, but he was talking about like someone asked him the question of why does God allow evil and suffering, and he pretty much said he didn't know, but his answer was he had the Christian perspective, so he thinks that like Yaldabaoth, the one who put the knowledge of good and evil tree, is God the Father of Jesus Christ. So he said like we rebelled like Adam and Eve, but the Gnostic perspective of the Garden of Eden, from what I can see, is it's quite different. It changed. The more that I'm learning Gnosticism, the more the Adam and Eve story is changing. So you have now the Demiurge, not the Lord of Hosts that made the 7-day creation. You have 2 creation stories in the Bible now. From this perspective, you have the 7-day creation, God resting, and then you have Lord God. And then, like, and if you didn't know, like, just look at Genesis. There's 2 creation stories. There's the first one, let there be light, and then it just changes. There's 2 creation stories in Genesis, but Christians don't see it that way, So it's like, wow. It's crazy. Yeah, but once I get a better setup of making these videos, I will try and make my videos more professional. Right now, I'm not in the best position to make videos. The first video was requested, but I do have inkling to actually make a bunch of Gnostic videos, especially since I said I would make more in my last video. So with that, yeah, problem of evil pretty much solved. So Satan is god of this world, according to 2 Corinthians. And yeah, we're in a spiritual battle with the rulers. In the book of Ephesians, they rule this world. And let's see, what was his name? I'm looking at the guy who talked about it. No, I can't think of his name right now. But yeah, in the comments, if you want to discuss more, if you don't think the problem of evil is solved, let me know in the comments. Thanks for watching.